Hey everybody, it is Liz with Liz Art Finds. We're here today with another haul video. First off, I want to welcome all our new subscribers. We had a bunch of new subscribers last week, which is fantastic, so welcome in. This week's video has a little bit of everything, like it's got all kinds of things, and we will go through that in just a minute. Really quick, what sold this past week? It was another good week over on eBay. I sold the Harvest Time Fitz and Floyd pumpkin soup tureen thing with the little chipmunks on it. So cute. I paid $4.99 for it. It sold for $24. I got this turned wood bowl that I had paid $5 for. It sold for $17.50. The Anushka purse that I picked up in Vermont earlier in the year sold, I paid $20 for it. It sold for $55. And then two recent finds, this burlwood carved pig that was signed. I had found it for $7.49. It sold for a best offer of $63. And then my J. Capo Esmaltes copper box. This thing was so beautiful. I found it for $3.74. It sold for a best offer of $76. So for the week, my total sales was $235.50, and my total profit after cost of goods, okay, this is after all the fees, after shipping and deducting my cost of goods, was $158.40 profit. So it was a good week. And you know, for those of you who are new, I'm a part-timer right now trying to build a channel, kind of figure all this stuff out and learn. And when I retire in another few years, I think it's 4 years at this point, I will actually be doing this full-time. So I'm trying to kind of build the infrastructure, not trying to have crazy sales right now because I don't have the time to list as much as I need to list in order to kind of keep things rolling. So that's kind of what's going on here. It is going to be a growth, but it is a slow growth, and I am aware of that, and that is part of the plan. Well, let's get into the haul. Okay, so first stop this week, I went to Savers midweek. You may have seen my short where I talked about this Murano piece. So this was super exciting. It's Bullicante, which is a whole bunch of little bubbles. And they're controlled bubbles. They're all like distance apart. It's really beautiful. It's got the polished bottom. This was their 4-leaf clover vase. It came in different colors. They also had a 3-leaf clover vase. So you'll see some listed online for, 3-leaf, 4-leaf. This is the 4-leaf one. I love it. It's called the Lucky 4-leaf clover vase. It was actually not vase, bowl. It was an ashtray, but these days it's being used as a votive holder. I actually found this in the candle section with the votives. And immediately was like, oh my gosh, it's Murano. So we got that. That's really exciting. I paid $4.79 for it. Values are all over the place on these things. I will be taking this to auction. This will be in my live sale. I did get into the glass gallery. It will be on November 24th, which is a Monday night. Super late if you're on the East Coast. It is at 10:30 p.m. I think is my slot, and it's a 30-minute slot, and this is already loaded, ready to go. So we'll be taking bids on this, and hopefully it will find a new home on the 24th of November. All right, let us move on. The same day I found other things. They're a little heavy, or one is anyway, so hang on a second while I do this without breaking anything. Okay. So why did I pick this up? So this is a big giant rock. It's got the little prongs in there. I don't know if you can see that. So that's an Ikebana vase, and it's got the pottery bottom, and it is attached to the piece of slate. So there's a company out there called Slate Vase. There are other companies that are also doing this. There is a Null Studios in Hill Valley, California. I don't know if this is one of theirs, but they have some listed. I saw one like this with a label on the bottom that said Null Studios, Hill Valley, California. Anywho, I paid $6.39 for it. Solds on these are $24 to $48. So I hope to get this one listed within the next week or two because it would be a fun holiday gift. So there's that. shipping is going to be a little pricey on that because it's a bit on the heavy side. The other thing I did was I got one of those little baggies. It had this cat ring holder. It's silver plate. It was all tarnished. I did polish it up for the video. That will go in my cat show in April, so I'm going to hold on to this for a little bit. But I just thought he was super cute. He was a little on the pricey side. There were some other things in the bag that were basically trash. So I think I paid $4.79 for him. He's probably worth 15-ish. It just depends who's in the room. 12, let's call it 12 to 15. It could be a little more. Some of the solds are 15 to 18. Okay, so that was that. And then I found this also in a baggie, this little stained glass ring holder. It's old, it's older, it's made in India. It's got a mirror bottom. It's got little flowers on the top, and it's got the glass on the sides. I don't think this has a ton of value. It said, oh, I said India. It's actually made in Mexico. Getting it confused with something else. This is from 1998. Applejack licensing, Viva, handcrafted in Mexico. So I paid $4.79 for it. It's probably worth around 6 to 8 to 12-ish. And that will go in a trinket box show. Like, I won't actually list this separately. That'll just be sold in a trinket box show. And then in that same baggie was this modern one. And this was from Christmas tree shops, and it cost $1.29. So this has like zero value, but it's a cute little trinket box. If I ran it in a trinket box sale, I would start it at $1 to see if anybody wanted it. So anyway, that was that. Then cautionary tale, found a broken piece. I'm only going to share this with you because it's something you can be on the lookout for. This is a deer head. There was like different animals made by a company called Burware and sold at Anthropology. And these have really good resale. So if they are not broken, they sell around $30. And I did get him for $1.99. He was filthy. And when I cleaned him up, I realized his ears were repaired, both sides. And I didn't see it. So you can see it very clearly right now, right there. And right there, you can see that line right across the ear. So he has broken ears that were glued back on. Yeah, so he is not saleable, but he's super cute. So I wanted to share that just as a be on the lookout. Okay, all right, so then I did an auction, and the auction pickup was Saturday morning. I recorded throughout the day Saturday, like me going around to the various places. I was planning on inserting all of the footage in here. And I went back and I watched everything, and it was really boring. It was just me sitting in the car being like, hey, I'm going in here. And then I had like me walking to the place, and inside I really couldn't shoot very much because places were crowded. So I just like took little photos of things on the shelf. So I decided for this week, we're going to skip that. We're just going to go through all the things that I picked up in all the places. So in Alexandria auctions, I went down, I picked up my auction haul. It was a bunch of paperweights. Nothing really fancy, but I did buy a lot of paperweights for $64. It was 8 paperweights. One of them I already donated because it was worth maybe $8, and it was not good quality, and I donated it to get a 20% off coupon at Unique, so or Savers, like they're the same company, but we have both. Anyway, let me show you the paperweights. I got 4 Murano paperweights, okay? So this is cool. I like this one a lot. So this one is on a green base, and it's got these really fun, this is a circle of flowers, and that's the cane. So you can see 1, 2, 3 on each side, and then the twisted cane in the center. Oh my goodness. I have my windows open. Somebody's backing into the building, so apologies for the noise. Anyway, really cool. So I kind of priced these out weirdly, like I split because I zeroed out the one that I donated. So I'm attributing a $12 on the buy side. This is for Toso, which is Toso Brothers, in Murano. This is a well-known and common weight design. Value on this is anywhere in the 18 to 65 range. And again, this will be in my glass sale on November 24th. Okay, so I don't know where it's going to go. I probably start at around 24 and see what happens. Maybe a little higher, we'll see. So there was that one. And then the other one that I really like is this one. So it's got that same cane with the kind of all the different flowers, and then it's got other canes around it. And the ground this time is aventurine, which is a copper, kind of a copper flake. So this one's really good as well, also for Teletoso. These weights were all made in mid-century, so I was told by the people in the Murano group 50s to early 70s, so 50s, 60s, early 1970s on these guys for Teletoso Murano. So again, I have $12 into it. We're going to call it 18 to 65, and we'll see what happens. And then the third one is weird. Also Murano weight. It's also, now this one has a lot of really micro millefiori canes, but I don't know if you can tell, you can't really focus on those, can you? When I move it, you can see how there's a weird optical defect. So basically the glass, when it was in the, if it's molded, I'm not even sure how these are made, but the glass somehow has a bunch of little lines down it. I had the same problem, if you remember, when I found that Heisey bull, and I brought it to the expert who then bought it from me, and he told me that was normal part of the glass making process. Now, I don't know if these lines can be polished away, because you can actually feel them. If you run your finger down the weight, it's a little bit like ridged, right? So I don't know if that can be polished away, but as it stands, this would probably be a second, I would think. In my opinion, with the little knowledge I have, which is not much, I just don't think this is a first quality weight, because you can't really see into the bottom without a blur effect, right? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really pretty. It's really pretty. So I don't know how that affects the value, right? So I put in here like 18 to 30, it could go 15, I don't know, right? I think I can still get more than $12 out of it, but I just don't know. So I don't think I'm going to sell this one in my sale on the 24th, because that one is high-end glass, and I don't know. I'm going to hold this for a little bit and try to figure out what to do with it. The other paperweights, oops, there was one more Murano. This one is definitely Murano, okay? So these canes, this actually has a Murano sticker on it, and I was told that is a legit Murano sticker. So he's got little murines, as they call it, little pieces of cane all around his body. He's a cute little giraffe. Okay. So again, $12 into this. So what I was told was the canes themselves were made by the Effetre, E-F-F-E-T-R-E. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, furnace on Murano. So it's not for Teletoso, it's a different company, a different glass making company. They made the canes, and they sold the canes to different furnaces in Murano and elsewhere. Because the finished good has a Murano sticker, I'm assuming this actual piece was made somewhere in Murano. I don't know where. Again, Murano is an island off of Italy. So this is a really cool piece. I don't see any giraffes in the solds. I see cats, I see other animals. I don't see any giraffes. I'm attributing $12 to it. Other animals are 24 all the way up to 100 plus. I think he's probably on the lower side of that, because he's not a huge animal. He's pretty small, and he doesn't have the cane all around his body. He's got a lot of clear area. Okay, but he may be in my sale on the 24th, and we'll see where that goes. So that's that. Now, there were some lesser quality weights in with this lot. I got a, now there's nothing wrong with this, it's really cool, but this is a Chinese paperweight. I don't know how old it is. I need to do a little looking to see if this is an antique, like an older Chinese weight or a newer Chinese weight, but it's really cool. It's got this beautiful flower. It's got the petals of the flower. I mean, they've done a very nice job creating the weight. The glass quality is good. It does have a made in China sticker on it. It's got another sticker with some numbers on it, and I'm not sure what that's about. So this guy's really cute. I don't know enough about this. I've attributed $8 on the buy side. I'm calling it 8 to 12. This may go higher because it is so pretty. But there's not a lot of intrinsic value there as far as I know. Don't quote me on that. I have zero experience with Chinese paperweights, especially the really, really nice ones. It could be worth a lot more than what I'm saying, okay? And then the other one that I had in that lot was this one. Really pretty, not a ton of value. It does have a nice polished bottom. I don't know more about this, much about this one at all, and apparently I didn't write down any value at all or any description. So this is just a really cool weight. I will call this 8 to 12 on the sell side. So I don't think there's a lot of money to be made with that. The other one, now this is not glass. This was in the lot. It is just like a lucite or plastic. You can see the bottom has that ribbing from where it was cut. And somebody attached a suede leaf and like a, what do you call it? Like a piece of leather basically as the stem of this fictitious blue fruit. So I don't know anything about this either. It does not glow. I'm calling it $5 to $8, but I did put 0 down on the buy side for how I attributed my cost. Okay, that was the auction. Then I did this crazy day of thrift stores yesterday. I just went around to a bunch of them. I started with the Savers down in Burke. So I hadn't been there since the grand opening where I posted that video a while back. I didn't find much there, but I found a few things. So I did get this little bud vase with the cattails. So that's really cute. I paid $1.99 for it. I don't see a signature on it, so I'm not really sure. I mean, there may be one that I'm missing, but I don't see one right now. So I don't know much about this. I'm calling it 15 to 18 because I really just don't know much about it. And that will be in a pottery sale at some point. I don't know when. Then I did something a little different. I bought some jewelry. I don't always do this, but I felt like I had time. And I found this Monet. It's a marked Monet. It's marked here. Probably can't see that. But it's marked copyright Monet. And they're a costume jewelry brand, I believe, out of Rhode Island. I believe, don't quote me on that. And it's a choker. It's a really cute choker, actually. Let me see, I had this on earlier. It was just so cute. So it's kind of looks like that when it's on. It just lays flat and it's just so cute. So I paid $3.19 for it, and we're gonna call it 18 to 28 on this one. Maybe worth a little bit more. It may not. I don't really know. This is a little outside of my realm, but I thought the $3.19, I thought there was room there to make a little bit of money on it. So I picked it up. The other thing I picked up similarly was a belt. This is a Lucky brand embroidered belt. It does not appear to have been worn. It's still got all its original, the price sticker on it. Its original price was $59.50. There's no wear around the holes or anything. It's in really, really, really good condition. So I paid $4.79 for it. The solds on these are in the 19 to 32 range. And we'll see what happens. This will go up on eBay at some point in the future. All right, then I found a couple of perfumes. They were on the cart, the new cart that was wheeling out. So these are potentially, don't quote me on this, potentially check glass. And what I like about these, they've got a flower on the front, and then this has a big flower at the top. These are pressed glass, I believe. The stoppers are fine, they're in great condition. The second one, the glass on the bottom piece is a little yellowed. So I was thinking, oh, maybe they glow. They do not glow. So you can see this has got a little bit of a yellow tinge. I have cleaned this. I've done everything I can to try to get that out, but it's in like even the sides and stuff. So I don't know if that's from like exposure to light or what exactly, but this one is a little more yellow than this one, but they are a pair. I paid $4.79 each. There's a recent sold for this exact one on Etsy for $39.60. So I'm going to value them around 28 to 35 each. Okay, which is great. Okay, so that was that. Then we moved on and I went to Unique, which is, like I said, another Savers, but just a different name. And it is a zoo. You've heard me talk about it before. It's so busy there. It's like on the weekends, especially, the line of cars goes up the hill and it is constant. And they're, they can't stay more than 5 minutes to unload. And it's just this constant churn. And so what's great about that is there's a lot of stuff. They've started getting weird. I mean, I saw one vase in there that was probably worth, I don't know, $49 that was marked $79. And then they had another really, really nice vase worth around $19 to $24, marked at $19.95. And I would have bought it at $5, but not at $19.95. So anyway, they're getting a little crazy with their pricing, but you can occasionally find some really special things. So the thing that I like the best of all the things I found there, this is a wooden jewelry box. Now check this out. Okay, he did such a good job. And then the bottom is covered in leather. Like, they did such a good job with it. And then it's signed. And the signature is right there. Okay, it says Michael Mass, M-A-S-S, and then it says 5-01, so May of 01. It's got this fun closure, right? So it just kind of locks in, and you can kind of turn it any which way, but the only way it fits is like that, and it locks in beautifully. So I love this so much. I paid $7.99 for it. The similars are, there was one smaller, similar around 25, but they go all the way up to 75. I would think this one is going to be in the 35 range, 35 to 38 maybe. I may list it a little bit higher and take offers on it, but it's so cool. And the fact that it's signed is so cool. Unfortunately, I cannot find this artist anywhere. I cannot find anything about him. So I don't have anything to share about him, but the piece is beautiful. I have polished it up, obviously, but it's gorgeous. So anyway, there's that one. Then I found a couple of glass squirrels, and they were a little more than I should have paid. I paid $3.99 for them. I believe them to be Czech. They each have a little acorn. They're exactly the same. There's just two of them. They're just super cute. I love stuff like this. So, they'll sell 8 to 12. That's what I wrote down, 8 to 12. They'll sell 8 to 12. If they go at auction, they may go a little bit higher depending on who's in the room. But they were too cute to leave on the shelf, so I brought them home with me to make me smile until they move on to another home. Okay, the other thing I found there that was really, really cool is this antique milk glass piece. So the piece itself is nothing special. It's got the little anchor and the H on the back, so it's Anchor Hocking. And if you look up the logo marks of Anchor Hocking, this glass was made between 1905 and 1930. I want to say 2, but don't quote me on that, but early 1930s. So 1905, so this could be antique depending on exactly when it was made. And then it was painted, and I looked under the loop. Those are brush strokes. It's not a transfer. It was painted, and it was signed Wilson. Okay, it says F. Wilson. That's an F. So I can't find anything on that. If I do a lens search, it just brings up the unpainted blanks, basically, of this piece. It was originally an ashtray. It's got the little indents here where you would put your cigarettes. Obviously, this was not used as an ashtray because it's still in great, great, great condition. Truly beautiful piece and a little piece of history. So $2.39 I spent on this. I would value it at 8 to 15 plus. The plain milk glass ones, they sell around 6 to 10-ish or something like that. They don't sell for a lot at all. The painting is what gives this value, and it might give it a lot more value. It's an area I don't know anything about yet, so I'm going to ask some experts. I just haven't had a chance to ask yet, but I think this is a really cool piece. So that was super fun. Then I found this piece, which I believe originally was intended to be a champagne flute. At least that's how some people have it listed. Other people have it listed as a bud base. I don't know. It's mighty small for a champagne flute. It might be a bud base. The name of the company is Borskes Glow, and I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Borskesklo, and it's the gold banded amber hue glass. I got it for $1.99. These sell 15 to 18, believe it or not. So that's really cool. Yeah, it's just a cool little vase. So I thought that was neat. So I picked that up. And then there were a couple side and sticker plates. I don't love them. The pattern is definitely side and sticker. I haven't been able to find the signature on the back because you see they backed it with white before they put the colored powders on it. They do have this design in blue, and I've seen online that one is signed, and it is the exact same stencil, just different color. So I'm pretty confident these are side and sticker. So anyway, I spent $2.39 on each. They're two identical plates. I would call them 12 to 15 each on these. And I'll probably sell them together because they are identical. Okay, so that's that. Then I ran over to Goodwill on the way to the other savers. I found one bowl, and this one has interesting information. So this is a ceramic bowl. Okay, the artist was, I didn't write it down, Burrell Robert, maybe. He's no longer with us. He passed in, Bob Burnell passed in January of 2020. The company was Stone Soldier Pottery, and they were in Vermont. They were in Vermont for 54 years. So they were a staple in the town of Jacksonville, Vermont. And they only recently closed. The daughter closed the business in 2022 and is taking a few years off. She said she may get back, to doing some stuff in the future, but as of now, the business is still closed. But apparently he was very beloved, and apparently his stoneware was very much loved, and people collected it. And this exact bowl just sold for $63.99, y'all. So I paid, no, actually I'm wrong, $69.99. So I paid $3.99. The last one sold last month for $69.99. Now I would have put it in the like 45 to 55 range. So I was surprised to see it sold basically at $70. So when I list this one on eBay, it will list high. I'll list it closer to that $70 mark. I will take bids on that. All right, then I went over to Savers and I got this amazing top that I'm wearing. I'm keeping this. So this, I didn't include it in my numbers here, but I wanted to share. I did pick this up. I also picked up a pair of like pajama pants for myself, which are in the wash. They had a clothing sale. They had a 30% coupon for clothing. So I did go in and spend some time looking through the racks at that particular stop because I like their selection there in general. And then I got one piece that I'm going to resell. So let me just grab that one piece of clothing. This is the Disney 50th anniversary, Walt Disney World. 50th anniversary. It's in excellent condition. It's got the spell out on the sleeve, Walt Disney World. It's got this fun lining in the hood. It's in excellent condition. The zipper works. It does not appear to have been worn, or if it was worn, it was only worn once or twice. I paid $4.05 for this. The last one sold for $35. The other solds were $27, $35, and $45. So let's call it $27, $28 to $45 on the resale value on that. So I'm excited about that, and that one will go up on eBay sometime in the next, hopefully before Christmas. We'll see. And then the last thing I got there was a couple of glasses, drinking glasses. So when I see things that are different, you know, my thought on these were that they were from Mexico. I did a Google search. They came out Bormioli Rocco, which is Italian glass. And sure enough, they are marked Bormioli Rocco. You can even see that. Okay, so I picked them up for sure. The pair was $3.49. These sell individually around 12 to 15 each. So we're looking at $24 to $30 for this pair of glasses, which was exciting. And that was all. So my total purchases for the week were $140.98. My estimated value on the very, very low side is $468, which is like 3.3x, 3 1/3. So that's pretty good. It was a good week. It felt really good to get out there. And, you know, a lot of these things are a little bit different, but it was still fun finding them. All right, so the big announcement, which I've already announced, I'm the glass show. I'm in it, live show, and that's going to be the 24th of November. Please mark your calendars. It's going to be fun. It's high-end glass. So some of the paperweights, everything I've collected over the last 3 months, that's the better quality glass. That is what is going to be shown. I will have 30 to 35 pieces listed. I will have a chance to possibly run 20 of them, and my goal is to run the ones that have pre-bids, so the ones that people want to see. And then I will book a follow-on glass show a week or so later with all of my other glass that I've been collecting that didn't quite make the cut to get in, and then some of the ones that were in that didn't have a chance to run. Okay, that's a lot. All right, so thank you guys for being with me. Next week we'll do another haul video. There's nothing in the auction this week, so we're not going to be doing that. Not sure where we're going to go or what we're going to do, but we will see you back here next week with another haul video. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.